with Adrian Hyde Photography, and in this video I'm going to go through a full edit of a little photo shoot we did a while ago. Now I haven't seen the photos yet, so I'm quite excited to see what I've done because it's a little while ago now since I viewed the photos, so they're not really fresh in my mind anymore. If you'd like to see how I shot these photos, then I'll put the link in the comments below. So let's get to it. Okay, so now in the Lightroom catalogue. So all I've done so far is I have renamed them, as I always do, and I haven't seen these photos yet, so we'll go through and just get my reactions as they go along. Now, one of the things I wanted to do in this photo shoot was to see how far I could push the ISO. And at the moment, let's take a quick look at this image. Oops. At the moment, we are at 4000 ISO. It's a little bit dark. We're on f5.6 at 1/100th of a second. But I like this. I do like this image. I think it's savable. So let's go to the next one. This is 5000 ISO now. It's still 100th of a second. Now it's 6400 ISO at 5.6. Now let's have a little look to see how bad it is. I mean, it looks from here, it doesn't look that noisy. I know it's a little bit pixely because it hasn't loaded properly yet, but it doesn't look too bad actually. Oops, zoom back out. This one. Now we've opened the aperture up a little bit more again at 4.0. Okay, the white balance is off by a long way, but all of these I think are definitely usable. Definitely usable. It's 6400. Definitely usable. We saw the white balance out here. And this is Chris just working away. So he went for the wider shots, the four corners of the room. This was taken with a 10mm lens, 6400 f4. And there's me. I don't think we need that one. And we went for an aerial views as well. I think we could use most of these. We'll use most of these. But I would like to make a slideshow for him, and I will go through and edit these after I've picked some. I mean, still going through and viewing them. This is where the little mini disaster happened. The software failed on him because all the points didn't work. Now I've switched here to flash, and as you can see, it's a little bit blown out. It would be interesting to see when we start developing how much we can actually bring this back. And the white balance is now off. Bring the white balance back in. We're now down to ISO 100 with a flash in the room. So I think we'll just go back and we'll start picking some of these out that we're going to develop. So this is Chris, and he's just looking. I think this tells a nice little story, so I think we'll keep this one. We'll pick it. So it's very samey. It's better than this one. Can't really see his face. Better. This one's also good. Like this one. I also like these. I know it's a little bit distorted because we've got a 10mm frame, 10mm lens on here now. But I still like them. And it gives a nice, it just gives a nice view of actually what's going on. Excuse me. Now, even with a 10mm lens, this is 11mm now, this lens, it wasn't wide enough to get everything in. So yeah, I think I went for sections of the track and Chris. I think this is a nice one of Chris. This is where the trains go down in the spiral. That was a nice one. It's me waving. Me waving here. Oh dear. And this is a little bit unfortunate. When the software went a little bit wrong, one of the points didn't trip properly or didn't connect properly, and he ended up having to pull all um, the, the points to pieces and pulled the track up to mend one of the points because it did something wrong with the software and none of the trains would run. So that's a nice one working. This is also a nice one. It's a shame that this laptop's blown out. Might be able to bring some of that back, but it's a little bit of a shame. I'll keep that in for now, but if it's not very good. It's such a shame because this would be telling the story of the whole track here. We've got the reflection of Chris here and Chris here working. It's just a shame that this laptop is blown out. I'll keep it and I might be able to bring that back. And this is where I started using the flash, and as you can see the white balance is all, if you look at the histogram here, it's all the wrong area here. Let's just quickly slip into the develop mode and see how much we can pull this back. Now, there's quite a few ways you can do it. You do it by the sliders down here. Sometimes you can just pull it back in here. Pull the whole thing back. The mid-tones maybe a bit too much. But this spike is, there's nothing peaking. It might look okay in a black and white. Let's get the white balance right. Now this is, we know this is white here. And now this is what it should look like. If you look, put the colour picker over here, as you look over here, you see what the colours look like. So this is looking much better now. Okay, more of a natural colour. I wonder if that's more of a natural colour. That one there. Right, you can't do it like that. So we're going to the colour temperature here, 29. I know it should be about 5,500 Kelvin. That should be about right, 5.2 maybe. It's better. I think it's going to work better as a black and white. Yeah. This here is, I've got the clipping tool on here. So as we go through here, yeah, I think we'll carry on. I mean, you can recover a fair bit with it. Let's go back into the grid. So this tells, still tells the story. We've got the reflection in here, which I like. Got now the laptop here showing the screen. That's pretty good. I mean, look at this. It's 1600 ISO now. But you see the screen layout, and this is what Chris looks at, and this is how he operates the trains. Here he is working. And I like this one. We'll see if we can recover it later. Now this is where he's actually mended the track, and I like this one. I do like it. This is another one of the controllers he uses from time to time. I just noticed that on here is the track layout. It's so intricate, all of this. It's very amazing what he's done. And yeah, I really enjoyed my time with him doing this. It's a joy, actually. It was a privilege to do it. And one of the things that I wanted to do with Chris with this little project is actually put him in one of the trains. So later on in this, I've got some photos here which I've taken, and the highlighted area here is here, but this is where I want Chris to be hanging out the window. So a little bit later on through this edit, you're going to see some photos of the trains in a good angle, so that I can get a good composite. And in another video, I'll run through how I cut him out and put it in it. But at the moment, we are going to go through and choose these photos, which in mind I want to be doing a little bit later on. So we'll carry on looking at these photos. This one here we'll pick, but I think there's going to be better ones. This one, for the purpose I want, I don't think it's going to be enough. We're seeing enough of that window, so we're going to carry on with that. I think with this one we're a little bit too high. This one, I know it's dark. 2009 ISO f16. Now, at this stage here, I had the 105 macro on. And when you shoot a macro quite close, you need to close down the aperture, so you need a bigger number to get a bigger depth of field, because if you look back here, this one's f4, I haven't got very much there, and this one's here f4, and it's just this little bit in focus here. If he was tall enough, we could possibly get him out this little bit here, this little window here. Perhaps I could pull him in there. But as you can see, this is the only bit really that's in focus in the whole photo. But f4 I feel is just too shallow. It's also f4. This is f16, and this is much better. We've got the lights on. We can open it up. We've got steam as well. This is a better angle. I think this is a better photo for the purposes that I want. Chris dangling out the window here. This one's too high, but it just shows the steam here. Can I pick this one? I think I can pick it. This is lighter. Oh, look at that. Smoke on that. I think it'd be really nice when it's cropped. Crop something like this, and we've got this out the way. It's really nice, a pattern of smoke. I really like that one. It's got a lot of potential. And here we might be able to put Chris in there. That's got a lot of potential. And now it's gone. Here it comes again. And this is the down below bit where he keeps all the trains and the stations. It's phenomenal really what he's built. It's brilliant, and this will all come back out. There's no flash down here at the time. It's 24mm 5.6 f2000. I feel there'll be better ones. There we go. It's a better one. It's a better composite. There's a better. I think there's so many stations here. It's just. I like that one. This one I like. It's showing a lot going on. And this one. This one and this one. This one's better, I think. I like this one as well. So yeah, I quite like that one as well. Maybe a little bit highlighted, blown out here, a little bit. Just put this on. Right. Maybe just a little bit here. We might be all right with it. I think we're going to be all right. If you shoot raw, you can bring a lot back. Now I was doing some here. I wanted to show a lot of movement. So we're down to 1/20th of a second. It's 60mm ISO 2000, and I want to do some panning of this and get everything out of focus here, and movement, and this in focus, but I missed it. I'll go past that one, and I like this one. I'll do like this. So you had 3 cameras. This one had to go. There's one there, look. In this little photo story here, what I want to do, you want to capture the wides, the narrows, and the detail shots. And here we're going to start looking at some detail shots of the station. Now these characters are very, very small, and it's such a nice little thing to go and photograph. So let's carry on. And here we've got an F factor of F5 here. So this is all blown out, which I really like. And in here we've got it just focuses on the details here, and we've got the trains out of focus here, all the buildings here out of focus. I really like this. Oh, the stories of the elephants. Oh, this was hilarious. The story of the elephants are, please go back and watch this video, because it's a nice wind up that Chris did with one of his friends. The story of these elephants is that there's an engine called, or known as, the elephant, and it's extremely hard to get hold of. So Chris wound his friend up saying, I've got 2 of them. I've got 2 elephants in my train set. So his friend came round and he said, well, where are the elephants? Where are the elephants? Your engines, where are the elephants? He said, well, there's 2 of them on the track. There's 2 of them here. And there's one, there's 1, and there's 2. And that's the type of person Chris is. It's just phenomenal. He's it's great. So let's go back and continue. So yes, I had to include these elephants. Now, yeah, it's great. So I picked these because it's going to help the story. And this is the engines that are in their little houses. They're in these sheds, and this is all automated now. They open up and they come out and they go down here and they go in here. It's nice. So this is in focus now. It's a 5 F factor of F5, and this is all in focus. This is out of focus. This is the focus of it all. And this is just, I get excited about this sort of stuff, and there he is. There's Chris. Now I like this portrait. Are we in focus? We're in focus. When it loads, yes, look at that. How sharp that is. I like this. It's a nice portrait. I'll definitely pick that one. This is Sam him at work again. A lot going on here. And this is me. Don't know if we use this one, but yeah, I wanted to get some of this in focus. I don't think it's really working for me. This one. There's no one at Chris, but can't see the computer. It's a nice little one. And this is all these are the power units and the solenoids to operate some of this here, and there's many wires that run all around it, and they're all controlled by the computer. Really good bit of software engineering, and it's phenomenal, really. And here we see some of the wires here, and the train, and how it goes back. It's very narrow depth of field here, but I still like it. I still like it. This is another one that I'm going to put Chris in. There's 2 photos that I want to specially do and cut Chris out to put in trains, because I know he drives the trains, I know he loves spending time there, and I want to do this for him. I want to put him inside. So these next few photos now are coming up. I'm looking for a good angle that I can put Chris in. Now this one here looks very, very promising. So we've got a good focus here, and then round here is out of focus. So the focus is here. We've got the leading lines coming into the train and seeing Chris there. So I like this. Pick that one. Now, is this one's really good. This one's very strong. This one might be better to put him in, because we can see. Oops, whoop, don't like that. Because we can see this better. This one is also extremely, the composition of this is much better. And this is a lower angle. It's more of a natural angle that you're going to be standing at. So this, I'm going to push a 1 on, because I think that's going to be the one we use. No, this one's better. This one's even better. This is the one we'll end up using, I think. As I see Chris on this one here, later on I had him like this, quite straight on, and this would be perfect for this scene here. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're very, very hopeful that we'll get him in there, but this will be on another video. I think this one might be a bit too long if we carry on like this. But this is all good. It's all straight out the camera. I like the colours of this. I like the composition of this as it goes round. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. The composition here comes round. This is sharp here. This is out of focus. A nice little bokeh going on here. It's just, you know what's going on. I think the angle here is going to be perfect. The lights on. I love it. It's the side view that I might put him in here, but I don't think it's going to be as good. It'd be quite good actually if it would work, because he'll be in here, but also he's here. This is another slow panning of the trains going down, which may or may not work. No, none of those really work for me. Perhaps this one, when it loads. No, definitely not. So no. This one, I don't think this one's going to be any good either. Oh, now that's not bad. That's a surprise. I know it's a little bit blurred here. And here, can we make it out enough? Whoa, Trans-European Express. Certainly see that in there well enough. I wonder what it's going to look like. I'll pick it and have a look, but oops, there we go. Here. I think it was that one, wasn't it? Who's that one? That one might be the best one. I don't think it's going to work. This one here is the one that, another one I was going to bring Chris out on. So have him somewhere here. Oh, that might be the one. But let's pick a couple of these as well, because these are very nice anyway in their own right. I like this one here. This is sharp. This is all out of focus. So Chris might do very well hanging out the window here. Or even I might get him here. I don't know yet. See how it works out. This is a little bit too low, and the angle, it's too shallow depth of field. This is back to the 105 macro again. It's the depth of field for me isn't long enough. but it might make an interesting arty photo. Now we haven't opened up. This is definitely better here. Now open the aperture up a little bit to f8, so you can see from here, f5, the depth of field is only from here to here. Now open it up, f5, well, one stopping a little bit, is now increase the depth of field from here to here, which is better. But this bit here is no good, so we can't use it. I'll pick this one, not this one. This is much better. This might be the angle that does it. F8, this is out of focus, this is out of focus. The focus is here. I like it. I do like it. It's the right sort of angle that you'd be standing to look up. Might be too close. All these we might be able to use, and I like this. Did we use one? No, I like this. And this just shows some more little details going on. Here's F8, the train station. What's going on? And here we've dropped down now to 1/15th of a second. So the train is going, and I wanted here to get some movement on the wheels and movement going this way. And we've got movements on the wheels. I don't know if the train is going fast enough. Pick that one, although it's not perfect. This is the layout of his screen, and it's interesting that even when the trains are going, you can see how far in their history they've been through here and how fast they're going. Pick that one. And this is a little history lesson to see where Chris came from with the train set. So it started a few years ago, and he just went through some photos of when it started, how he started, and I think he tells a story, in the other video where I shot it of when and where he started it, and a little bit of history behind it, and a lot of it I think his dad had. This the train tracks himself. His dad started, so it's nice that he carried it on. This is not good, right? So we'll keep this one. This one, no. Oh, that's funny. No. Now this is where we have him hanging out the window. Unfortunately, his hands are just a little bit away, but it might be usable, so we'll keep it. This is nice. I like this one. See, with the white background, we should be able to cut him out quite easy. He's made my life a lot easier by wearing black. But yeah, we'll cut this out, and the angles have to be right to go in later on. So I'll pick this one. This one's nice. And with the white train you saw him straight on, this will be perfect. It's more of a serious one. I quite like this one. I don't know whether I actually see his hands or not, so you might only see this much of him in the window. Probably just his head around here. This is really nice one. I like this one. And that's it. So go back to G, and then we'll go up to attribute, and they're the ones we picked. So just go through and edit these now. So we're going to go D for develop mode. And here we need to do a couple of things to correct these photos. First of all, it's underexposed by quite a bit, and second of all, the colour isn't that good. We'll see if we can sort the colour out. This is white here. That's not very good. So we just need to find a neutral colour. This is white. This is grey. Still looks a little bit cold to me. Pull it up a bit. So you can come in here and Kelvins. Try 3000. 2.5. Oh, why should I do that? So that looks more natural, but the actual lights themselves in there were very, very. They're more like that light he's got in there. More like that how it is now. So we'll keep that Kelvins at 2900, or say 3000. And we'll keep the Kelvins as that. Now, we will just pull this up a little bit. You can see it brightens up. Highlights. So you can just pull this histogram. Get in and pull the histogram. He's still a little bit dull here. Now the lights, they come from the centre of the room, but they're four little lights. Now there's little spotlights. They do give little pools of light. There's a pool of light here. There's not much going on here. The first wave I go through. So now we're in the develop mode. What I like to do is do everything blanketed first. So all I'm going to do is go over the whole thing. Now, if there's something later on that I want to come back to and highlight here, this is a very, very dull area here. It's not so good. But if I do this, I can't hit the previous button, because if I do the previous button, what that does is it applies all the previous settings that I've done before in the last photo. So if I've put a graduated filter on this bit here, or done something with a brush here, that is going to be put into the next photo. And if I press the previous, I don't want that on there. So I do everything blanketed first, and I'll go through all the photos, and I'll come back and then do the highlights. You'll see why. I'll do it in a minute. This here's a little bit dark. We'll sort that out on a second round, but we are going to probably keep all of these. The same thing here. Now, I'm going to apply the previous settings that I had before. Now, if I had done a graduated filter here, it would have come in on this one here as well. But here is applied the 3000, it's pulled all this histogram back as before in the previous photo. Let's move on. This is much better. And this one, if I hit previous, this is going to be all wrong, because it applied the same as before. Previous. Yeah. It's a little bit too much. 3000. Let's take this down. Exposure down just a little bit. So a nice photo is a little bit crook-eyed for me. Let's do previous again. And this is a blue screen, so see what this does. This doesn't look too bad. His hands look about right. I know this is white here. I know this is white, so see if we can. Oh, it's better. Hands look better on that. I was still at 6400, so I'm going to press the previous again because I want the. Yes, that's nice and warm. It's a little bit too much. I'll take this down a little bit. I'm down to 3000 again. 3000 looks better. I know it's distorted here a little bit, but it does show, the 10mm does show everything that's going on in that room. Now I hit previous again. I think a lot of these will work better in black and white. So you're getting the distortion here. Once I point it out, you'll realise it. It's a very, very wide angle, and you do get this distortion. If I go down to here, camera lens corrections, that should tell me what. Enable lens corrections. Now distortion. Let's see if we can take some of the distortion out. It hasn't really done a great deal, has it? Is it? Horizontals aren't really horizontal, but I mean, it is what it is, and it does give you the whole the widest view of what's going on. So in that respect, I think it's okay. It's not perfect by any stretch of imagination, but it shows you what's going on. And this is what I wanted to do: is hit the previous again. So it's not too bad. It needs to be graduated up here, but this was shot at 6400 ISO, and it's, look at that. I know it's a little bit noisy, but it's certainly usable, this file. 6400, and this is a 4-year-old camera now. Right, let's hit the previous again. I think this is okay. And again, this is all out. This is okay. The colour is okay. It shows Chris. I like this photo. Shows something a little bit different. So I'm going through quite quickly now. I could actually just sync all of them that look similar. This one probably won't work with previous. Well, it has. But I think this might be nice in the black and white. But we'll come back and do that in a minute. So another previous here. We take this down, exposure just a little bit low. Such a shame about this. I will show you, if I press K for the special tool, it's a brush. Now, if I go in here, I can show mask overlay here, and what I'll do is I'll paint that in. Now, exposure, I'll take it right down, and as you look over here, you can actually see live what it's doing, and I don't think it's going to work. Done. Oh, I did bring a little bit back. But now, if I go into the next photo, let's take this off. No, actually, if I go back one, this photo will show you. Now, as you remember here, in this particular photo here, I highlighted that, and it's really, really dull. Now, if I press next photo, go back one. Now, if I press previous, what that is going to do is apply all the previous settings that I did in the last photo. And what you'll see is this will go just here, where the brush was in the last one, it will come through and it'll be horrible. So that's why I'm pressing Z, Control and Z, and I bring it back. And that's why I do blanket first, and then I come back and I do all the little details that I'll put the graduated filters in. That's why we do that. Ba, 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 ba. But that's not going to work. So I go back on the brush, the K, press there and delete. We've got this on here. So next photo, this is all blue. Now this is an easy fix, because what happened there is we had the flash on. Put the flash on, get rid of this, and then rather than 2.9, if I just put 5.200 in there, that should bring it back to somewhere normal. But this is overexposed by quite a lot. You can either bring the exposure down. It's amazing what it can bring back. And all these bits here, you've lost the detail, so you can bring it back until they're in, although they're still not brilliant. But I mean, it's not, for me, it's not that important, that bit. Enough contrast, highlights. As long as Chris looks reasonable in this, the rest I'm not too worried about. That's really nice. That's going from where we went to start off with, and now where we are. If I just take the exposure down just a little bit, try and keep more of the highlights in. That looks better, and I think they look better in the black and white. Don't know. I think we keep it coloured. Now, if I press previous, is going to be a little bit wrong. Or maybe not. That's not too bad. I just take this back. When you hit previous, it applies all the previous settings, so it gives you a really good starting place. And I'm not too worried about the highlights going off here, because that's where the flash is. I'm not worried about that at all. And you can see the screen. Look how sharp that is. It's amazing. I know a lot of people will think, oh, they're just grab shots, but for me, it tells a story. It tells a story. And if anyone ever says to you, photography's not important, it is. It's so important. This is lovely of Chris. Really, really nice. Hit the previous and see what it gives us. See, that's not very good at all. So reset this, and because we're using a flash now, I'll just go through and adjust the exposure and the contrast how I like. Leave the clarity as it is. I like that. I really like that photo. This is just a shot just showing what's going on. Just as makes a little bit more of the story. Hit the previous. It's better. These trains now. What we're going to do here? It's a little bit too dark. Bring it up. Oh, that's nice. This one's really dark. Previous. Look at the details it brings back. It just by pressing the previous. Let's pull this up a bit. You know what? It never fails to amaze me how much you can bring back. Look at that. Now these are actual lights, so they're going to be blown out. Lovely, lovely. If you want to make it real old school now, these work really nice in black and white. The colour, black and white, that is gorgeous. Now, previous settings. Previous, lovely. These black and whites are beautiful. Colour. I do like that in black and white. Keep in colour for now. Previous settings again. Look at that. Straight in there. Boom. Hit the previous again. This is right. Oh, that's way too much. Reset that. It isn't that far straight out of the camera now. We've changed some things on here. We've gone from f16 to 100th of a second 70mm ISO 2000, and what's changed? Not a great deal. 5.6. f16 to 5.6, yeah. So this is better out the camera. Straight away, I like this. This is going to be cropped. But if I crop it, then I can't do the previous settings again. I might just do it. So if you press R, brings up the crop tool. Now I want it cropped something like this. See here? Again, it's track. Oops, no. Like this. Nice. Now I know it's going into the frame. Yeah, that's I like that. That works well. For me, I know many people don't think so. But I really look at this. It's definitely really nice. Cool. Now, if I hit previous, it's going to apply all those previous settings. So I'll be interested to see what it does. Oh, that is really nice. Now, press R, like this slit. Now, it highlights this whole area here. Now, if I just make it straighter. So we get more what's going on here. And sometimes you get a nice little surprise. You hit the previous button, you don't think it's going to work, and boom, it works. It's like in colour. I prefer the black and white. Actually, going to be all different down here because you've got 1, 2. This one here, this one is pretty. Just pull this and pull it. There we go. Nice, much better. It's more of a shot where you just need to documentary shot really of what's going on, how it is. This is much better. More of this. This is really blown out. I'll put a flash over here to throw a bit of light in. Pull this back a little bit. Not much. Tones back. This one is going the opposite way. This one needs to be pulled back. Yeah. Still nice though. These red bits in here I can turn off. It just tells me what's blown out and what's not. So this is still all blown out. So I can come back in here with a brush a little bit later. That brush a little bit. It's Chris doing his stuff. Oh, there's Chris doing his stuff now. And what do we have? Well, we have us over here. Or make it a little bit straighter. It's better. Under the previous settings. Don't like it. Set it. Or let's just do this. Good. So not all your shots you ever produce are going to be dramatic, but this is nice. There's a lot of action going on. I like quite pleased with how these came out. These are the detail shots here. So what lighting conditions were same lighting conditions, so let's hit previous. Let's unstraighten that so we make it straight. How I see it should be straight, but other people think, the elephants. What's this like in a black and white? Yeah, I like it. I like these in black and white. Make it a little bit more punchy in black and white. Contrasty. Shadows. Maybe not so punchy, but it's nice. Colour. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. For black and white. And the elephants. Now, I should have recomposited this. Don't like this. So I'm going to cut this so they're going into the frame more. Let's do a previous and see what happens. Black and white, we'll do a colour. I'll do a reset on that, I think. Right, let's just start again. R. Get this out. Leave some of that track. Leave it in, which is nice. And we have this. So we know the part of the track and the train because this is here. You also see the back, and this one's in focus and the back of focus. This is good. Now, some people may not like it, but I like this. I think it works. I do. I think it works. You can always press the auto, see what happens with auto. Oh, I don't like it, but just bring this back a little bit. Bring this back. Don't. Better. Next. These are the trains, engine houses. Hit the previous. Oh, don't like it. Right, we need to straighten this up because this is a little bit off. So this I feel should be more like this. It's better. And then we're going to expose down, contrasty, nice and contrasty, highlights, shadows, whites, blacks, black and white. These black and whites, I think they work a lot better. I really do. Oh, that was black and white. Next, now this is a really nice portrait. I like this, I really do. Let's do the previous to see what it does. That's really nice actually. Colour. Re-straighten it. Oh, actually, it doesn't really matter where you put this one, it's quite nice. The previous again. Let's go back here and press 1. Reset it. Just go through contrast. thing when I do this. Oh, let's do it now. Pull this over so this is actually a little bit darker here. Turn this off. I want this to be darker. Because the light, your eye is always attracted to the lightest point in the photo. I know it's a little bit bright here. I can bring another one in. There's one in. I'll bring another one in here. Whoops. Another one here. Bring another one down here. To his face in. Let's dull. Let's take that exposure back. Good. Now, my special tool K. Now I need it. What I'm going to do is just do this. Very, very little bit on his face. Turn this off. And now I'm just going to make him not overly bright, but just a little bit brighter. That to me is better than what we had originally. I know here is still a little bit bright. We can fix that. Let's bring another tool up, another brush, new brush. Not that one. New brush. Come on, new brush too. And this one here, I could just show the mask overlay. Here I could just dull this down a little bit here as well. Maybe just here. And turn that off. And now exposure, just take that down. So Chris is now, he's now the brightest point in the photo, but more so than he was before. Might make him just a little bit brighter. There we go. That is a lot, for me, that's a lot better. I really like that one. So I pull this back. Spread out, just don't drop back. Does it help when you sing? Probably not. Liking the black and whites. How and liking the black and whites. Oh God, look at this. It's really nice. What have we got here? We've got exposure. This is pretty good straight out the camera, this one. Not much I'm going to do with it. There's previous. These aren't actually that bad, straight out the camera. This is nice here. We've got the leading line coming into here. This is a little bit untidy here. I don't think it's a great deal we can do with that unless we go into Photoshop and we just take it all out. But if we do that, then this little bit here is a little bit messy. Perhaps we could do something there, but I think we'll leave it as it is because it's a documentary shot and it is what it is. Got wires here. This is not finished yet. This is now start of where we're going to put Chris into. These are good enough. Not a great deal we have to do with these. This one here needs press previous to see what happens. I think this one needs a little bit brightening up and possibly straightening. Or for straightening. It would have helped if Chris had had the had this here actually stood up straight, because if I do this, this looks wrong. For me, it looks wrong. It has to come all the way around here, and it looks better like that. I'll leave it like that. So have a look. Brighten up a little bit. Put the clouds in. Just a touch. Not great. I quite like that. Now let's apply all those previous settings to this one. Apart from the crop. Arrgh. See, that looks wrong. It just looks wrong. That looks better there to me. See, it's a little bit wonky that. Yes, it's good. Do an R, that track straight. So that track is actually curved, so however we do it, it's going to be a little bit out. So yeah, it might be good. And this one I'm not entirely convinced about. Do a previous and see what happens. I'm not convinced about this at all. I think we'll keep it in though, because we can see the train moving. Perhaps I crop it a little bit more. Oops. Show that where it's come from, where it's going to. Maybe that will. I know it's not brilliant, but sometimes you only get one chance to get right. You normally only get one chance to get it right. I wonder if it can be better in black and white. Maybe. I'll clouditize it a bit. See. Oh, okay. So, these next few are pretty much the same, and these next two are definitely. We have this, the computer in the back, we're showing this little story, or don't want to see this. Don't want to see that. Auto hasn't done a bad job on this. Text exposure. Let's pull this back a little bit. Dawn, the black, pull the mid-range back. There's a little bit of these highlights. I like that. Black and white or not? You see, a lot of the black and whites I really enjoy. I really like that. Right, I'll do all previous settings again. Probably have to take the crop away. We'll just move that crop up. And then okay. Make this colour. Definitely works better in black and white. It's not so much distraction on the background. The background here I think is a little bit distracting. Black and white just makes this better here. So I'll leave that as that. This one is where we're going to start putting Chris out of. So we'll do previous, and this will be no good like that. So just press auto, see what happens. Way too bright. Down, push back. It's nice. This depth of field, I don't think this is going to work in any sense. Although there's a shadow there, I don't expect so I'm going to reject this one. This is much better here. So put the previous settings on those. As it has done. I think we're going to move this a little bit. Oh, pop it. Better. And this is probably one that we're going to put Chris out of, I hope. Oh no, this one. Press the previous in. R. Back. Yep, that's upright. Maybe this one. These are all really quite nice. And that was it with those little trains. So one of these we're going to have to pick to put Chris out of. And I think probably it will be either that one, maybe that one. Try that one as well. Maybe that one. This is just another shot where you brighten up, pull this up, mid-tones. And the mid-tones. So bring this one back a little bit. There we go. This one's, I think that's nice like that. Black and white. Boom. No, can't laugh at that one. And this is where we did some panning. So we will previous to that. A little bit too much, so bring the mid-tones back and this one back a little bit. That was nice. Black and white. Works better as a black and white. Oh, yeah, I do like these. I like it in black and white. Next one. This is a screen, so go in here. We've got two of the screen, there's just one. Yeah. So, finish that. Just to show what's going on that one. Bit of the history of the train itself. It's previous. Take the pop out. All right. Here's Chris and his element. It's nice. Oh dear, I don't think he's going to appreciate these. This one's nice, I do like this one. So these ones we'll put over into Photoshop later. This one, see if we can develop these and try and get these whites a little bit whiter. So exposure on the face is okay. the blacks, take the blacks down more, whites, the whites a little bit whiter. See, by doing the whites, it doesn't really affect his skin tone, which is really nice. So you can pretty much but you've got to be careful you don't watch this spot here. He's got a hot spot just there, look, and on his hand goes up. So take it all the way as much as we can, the blacks. I like that. Contrasted. It's nice. Right, next. Previous settings to all those. Now I could probably push these whites further. Probably push these whites a little further. That's good. And this one, previous. And we'll just push these whites as far as we can without hurting his face. Just watch his hot spot here. And again, previous. So it's good. And that's it. Okay, so what we're doing now, we'll just go press G, we'll go back to the grid. Go back to grid. And back to the beginning. And then there's a couple of things that we want to do in develop mode with these. I want to put a little bit more light into here. So the graduated filter in and pull some more light over there to make it a little bit more lighter here. It's better. Enter. Next. Same thing again. Just this. Pull this over. Oops. Let's pull this over. Much better. Enter. Next. This one I'm quite happy with. This one here I want a bit more light at the foreground, so same thing again. Whoops, see this one, and pull it up from here. It's good. Perhaps I do a little bit more light on the hand, so press K for the highlight here a little bit. And then a little more exposure on it. There we go. Done. Next. Down here on a bit more light, so you could do this with a paint brush. You could paint it all in. Oops. You could paint it in like this, just very pink again. And then down, up just a little bit. It's up to you how you like to do it. This one's a little bit bright here, so I'm going to put K on here again, new brush, and then here I'm going to just bring this down a little bit. Like that, good. Next. I'm quite happy with that one. That was okay. So that one. This one. Yes, so looking like in black and white. See, sometimes you put it in black and white, you can actually see where the highlights are. And at the moment, here is just too bright for me. So, graduated filter, bring this in. You know, I'll take that down a little bit. That helps. Then I'm going to go brush tool, and then I'm going to paint on Chris's face to bring that a little bit brighter down here as well. Just increase that exposure a little bit. It's better, but I dull this down a bit more as well. So pressing K, new brush, and this I want to dull down a little bit more. Just a little distracting. That's better. I like him just a little bit lighter, so press new brush again here. And just a little bit more on him. I think that's a lot better. Okay, next one. Okay, I think this one's okay. Shame about this screen. It's a shame. Just a white screen. I think I'm going to crop this one. Oh. Crop it something like that. We don't really need the fridge in. All the action is round here and here. So put these on the thirds. So put Chris on the thirds. Both thirds. I think that's a better composition than more of that. It's more of an interest. Okay. It's nice and bright, a little bit too bright. I think I'm going to brighten this up in black and white. Now I'm going to take a lot of the sting out of this. Graduated filter, pull it down, and then take it back. Now I want Chris to be a little bit brighter. So brush, new, then just paint around Chris here. And then we can then just increase him just a little bit. That's better. I think this one works better in black and white. I really do. Next, same thing here. Bring that graduated filter in. Take it off. Do another one. Okay, do this one. That's good. And then K, press K, new, and just another highlight on him. And like, I also think this would probably work better in black and white. So I really like that. Black and white I do like. I think we'll leave it as that. I edited this one, I was quite happy with all of this. I'll take a little bit of sting out of this here. It needs to be a little bit less bright, so I'm going to press K for the brush tool, put this mask overlay on, and I'm just going to paint in here. Just to take a little bit of sting out of this. And then take this off, and now let's take this down. And then I'm going to do the opposite to Chris. New. Let him be a little bit brighter. Not too much brighter. Nice. Now, let's have a look, see what it looks like in black and white. I'm really liking the black and whites. I'll leave that on black and white. This is just a shot. I think we're pretty much done with these now. Quite happy with most of them. I think you're going to need one of these. I think we might have too many of black and white of Chris. I'll only use one of these in the photo. I'm going to create a slideshow soon, and then I'll use one of these. So just one of those. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave that there now. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a long one, but I think it's very important to go through the whole process with you, how I like to edit the photos. Some of them will go into Photoshop a little bit later. Now will be for another video where I cut Chris out and I make him into one of the trains. I will make another video on the completed slideshow, and I'll walk you through the whole process of how we do that as well. So, until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.